Dem Bahamians is a media initiative of the Bahamian American Cultural Society. Our mission is to expose the culture of the Bahamas through music, dance, folk and storytelling, as well as visual and artistic expressions. Today we're going to be interviewing one of our Bahamian designers, David Rolle, and we're going to present you some of Bahamas' fashions. Okay, Bahamas is known for sun, sand, and sea, but today we're bringing you something else more than just sun, sand, and sea. We're bringing you fashions from the Bahamas. And my guest today is David Rolle. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Beryl, for having me.
Good, a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you with me today. And you're a fashion designer in the Bahamas.
Yes.
So before we, get into the fashions, let's give my viewers a bit of information about yourself. When did you first start to, find out that fashion was going to be your profession?
Okay, it's a funny question because I never really knew that fashion would be my profession. But I can say that I've been an artist all of my life. I was always a very creative child. I remember things that I did as a child, and my parents were probably like, "What's wrong with this boy?" I remember I would just be always playing with tape. I would always cut up paper and drape the ceilings of my bedroom. I was always an active and very artistic child. And I grew up in the Beryl Islands, which is away from Nassau,
okay.
about 17 minutes away, airplane ride.
Yeah.
And, I grew up there, and I never thought for a moment that I would one day be a designer that stopped through border control, going through New York or traveling to Atlanta and people recognize me. But I got into fashion in 2010, I think. I did my first runway show, and I competed against persons who had already had degrees in fashion, and I won that. I won that competition, and from there things just took off.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So where did you learn your trade? Did you go to a school? I know in Bahamas we have a lot of designers who actually dressmakers.
Dressmakers.
who are self-taught.
Yeah.
I've known that to be practically all of my most adult life. Dressmakers, but I've never heard fashion designers in Nassau before my coming to America.
Okay.
But when did you first, did you come away to school, or were you self-taught, or did you, like for instance with myself, every afternoon, I have an aunt who was a dressmaker. Okay. And every afternoon after school, when I'm passing her house going home, she would tell me, well, oh, I have some buttons for you to, sew on, or some buttonholes for you to do, or hems for you to do. So those were the things that I grew up doing after school, but never did I, thought to become a dressmaker. Yeah. But I have this really thing about me that I prefer to create my own designs. Yeah. And have somebody else make them. Okay. And some I say, so complicated. They said, Beryl, you need to draw that for me. Yeah.
Well, that happens because most Bahamians are already used to dressmakers. They can take them a photo and some fabric, and they can, or even a drawing, like you said, and some fabric, and they can say, create this for me. Right. But with fashion designers, it's a little bit different. You would go to a fashion designer if you have a special event, or if you just want a nice piece from them, and you'd either purchase from their collection or have them design something that would cater to your body type, to your skin color. So, yeah, it's a little different nowadays, and like you say, back in the day in the Bahamas, there were more so dressmakers, but now there are a lot of budding fashion designers.
Yeah, that's great. It's good. It's good to know that they're out there, because here in America, I did fashion buying, and I would come across folks from all the Caribbean islands, and in conversating with them, they'll be talking about, oh, my fashion designer wants this, my fashion designer wants the next thing, and I wasn't hearing it from Bahamas. Yeah. But when I began to hear about, fashion designers in the Bahamas, I was very, very, proud to say, oh, we have some of those too. Yeah. Yeah.
I think what really set the way for me as a designer, people like Harl Taylor. I grew up watching Harl Taylor and looking at his story and admiring all that he was able to do, and going to Parsons in London. That was unheard of for
right,
Bahamian.
yeah, and Paris, working for top designers.
Yes,
yeah.
like Givenchy and Karl Lagerfeld.
Exactly.
So he really paved the way. He's always been one of my role models and somebody that I've looked up to in fashion design, and being attached now as their creative director to that company is almost surreal to me, but I'm embracing it, and I'm along for the ride.
Yeah, until his death, he was really the top designer in the Bahamas.
Yeah, and I would even say in the Caribbean. Some would beg to differ, but I would say in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Being carried by stores like Bergdorf Goodman and Neiman Marcus. I mean, like, that's unheard of from Caribbean designers.
Yes. And then, you know, for him to find something more on the cutting edge.
Yes.
Taking our straw. Yeah. You know, our straw basket, our straw
bags.
Plat.
Yeah.
It has been very, you know, for shopping or you know, taking your groceries and that kind of stuff. But he really made it, you know, couture.
Yeah, he revolutionized the straw bag.
He did. He really revolutionized the straw market, the straw plant.
It's very true. It's very true.
I'm really, you know, proud of what he has done to bring that market, that product, really to the forefront. You know, and it's competing, and if not, it's one of the most recognized item, you know, within the straw market, or within the straw family, I should say.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So it's very, you know, I'm very proud to be Bahamian, and very proud to be recognized as you know, aligned with Harl's bags. You know.
Yeah, you know, Bahamians are talented people. Like when you find a Bahamian that is focused on any field, or when they get into whatever it is that they want to be doing, they always shine in it. And we're also competitive, so we always want to be the best.
That's great. That's great. It's always, you know, it's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, be fearless and move you know, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, it is. It really
definitely.
is. Want to, you know, remember to be humble and know, like my parents always taught me that character is the most important asset of a person. So once you have a good character, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be the best.
Right, right, yeah. So when did you come to Bahamas? When did you come to Nassau? I mean, you lived on the Berry Islands. When did you come to Nassau?
I came to Nassau in 10th grade, and I studied at the government high school for 3 years, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
Right, yes, I am.
And after that, I went back to the Berry Islands for a year where I worked with the school there, with the Ministry of Education there, as an office clerk. And then I decided that I would go to the College of the Bahamas and I would study hospitality and tourism management. So I did that for a while, and I called my parents and I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. So they, of course, thought I was crazy. I already started, and then I decided that I wanted to get into fashion. But I'm happy.
So you never worked with a dressmaker, you know, growing up?
Nobody in my family sews. My mom can't use a sewing machine. My dad definitely can't even sew on a button. Or he probably doesn't even know what a sewing needle is. But they're very supportive. My entire family is very supportive.
That's great. Yeah. So let me ask you, you know, do you come to, where do you get your fabrics from for your designs? Well,
I'm in the U.S. often, so I purchase a lot in the U.S. as well as their local fabric stores, like I'm sure you know Commonwealth Fabrics.
Right, yes.
They're one of my favorite fabric stores there. It's like, they're like the fashion, I don't know, like the fashion capital of fabrics in Nassau, so they always have something nice for me to use. But I love coming to America and getting fabrics here. You know, there's Mode, there's Carol's in Miami that I love, but I also love getting fabrics from Trinidad. They have the most beautiful handmade prints, and they do this batik on silk that is gorgeous, and I love to use.
Okay, good. So now you know, you talk about couture and ready to wear, and where do you fit into that realm of fashion?
One of my favorite things about myself as a designer is the fact that I'm so diverse. On a Monday, I can be designing something that would cater to the First Lady, Michelle Obama. On Tuesday, I can be designing something that would look beautiful on Rihanna as a pop star. And then on Wednesday, I could be designing something like a Harl Taylor bag to add to our collection.
Okay.
So I'm very diverse as an artist, and I think the fact that I'm self-taught lends to me in the sense that there are no restrictions.
Okay.
My mind is able to do whatever it wants to do.
Right.
So it's an advantage, I think, being self-taught.
So we have Alyssa.
Alyssa
Rolle, your sister.
Yeah, she's actually my sister and playing Modell today.
Yeah, okay. So, let's see some of the fabrics that you're talking about.
Okay.
And also your creations.
Also my creations.
Okay, so Alyssa. Go ahead. So I'm going to let you describe the fashion for me.
Okay, Alyssa is wearing one of my favorite dresses. This dress is actually from a reality TV show that I did called Mission Catwalk in Jamaica. And this is one of my finale pieces. It's paired with a Harl Taylor bag and natural straw that features a pineapple carving. And I love this look. I think it's very on trend while still giving you a slight island feel, but you can wear it anywhere in the world. It doesn't look like it can only be worn on the island.
Right. Now, looking at that style, that sheet dress you call it?
Yes.
It's very popular.
It is very popular.
But then for you to have put those two patches in there makes it gives it another,
Yeah, it kind of makes it a
takes it
special.
on the cutting edge.
Yeah, and then the hand beading. I love hand beading.
You have little rhinestones and stuff inside there?
Yeah.
Good. It's
all done by hand.
Beautiful.
I love it. And this dress is actually named after my sister. There's something that I got from Harl Taylor where he named his bags after ladies that were special to him. So I name my dresses after ladies that are special to me. And this one is actually named Alyssa. So I'm happy she's wearing it today.
Okay, great. I'm happy. Okay, Alyssa, great. Thank you. And you said the bag is handmade by
Harl Taylor bag.
Harl Taylor Limited.
Yeah, handmade, and not only handmade, but the majority of our bags, at least 7 different artists touch these bags because we have to harvest the straw plait. We have to have the carvings done, and we have to have somebody actually stitch the bag, somebody bead the bag, somebody do the lining. So at least 7 different artists.
7, okay.
Yeah,
and that's 7. Now that's the same in a garment making.
Yes.
How many hands, would a piece of a garment go through?
Now, in a factory or in a huge design house, there are tons of people because there's a pattern maker, there's a cutter, there are people who are stitching, there are people who are just serging the edges of the fabrics together, and there's a different person that's designing, but as a young designer, you have to do it all for yourself. You have to perfect the art of every aspect, which is a good thing because when you get to this point where you have a huge garment factory, if anything is lacking, you know how to do the job just as good as anybody else knows how to do it. And you can tell them how you want it done correctly.
Right. Now, say for instance, that garment that Alyssa was wearing, you make a pattern for that first?
Yeah, I make a pattern for it. I do something called draping, which is making a pattern on a mannequin rather than a flat pattern. And I would make a pattern by draping, and then I'd take it to flat pattern, and then I'd keep that to play with sizes. Like if a lady wanted to order it in a size 10, she could. If a lady wanted to order in a size 22, she could. So I make patterns for everything so that you can reproduce.
I see. Okay. Now, you said that you get your fabrics from some fabrics from Trinidad.
Yes.
Are they just plain? Because I know in Jamaica they have a lot of, they're known for linens, right?
Jamaica is actually known for everything nowadays. And they're very affordable when it comes to fabric purchasing. Yeah. But some of this fabric on the dress that Alyssa wore, the forest grain fabric, that's actually denim from Jamaica. And then the printed fabric is sourced in the Bahamas.
The patch on that dress she was wearing, where is that from?
That's from the Bahamas.
That's from the Bahamas?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't design your own fabric at any time, or?
At some points I do, but it's very expensive to design your own fabric and have it produced for you. But it's a luxury that always pays off. So if I have a special client, I'm able to design a particular fabric for them.
Okay, so when you design that fabric, how many yardage do you have to make?
Well, for me, as an up-and-coming designer without a huge factory, I normally only get maybe about 10 yards of that fabric. But you can get thousands of yards.
And who does where would you go to get that done?
Well, there are local companies in Nassau, like Bahamian handprints. They produce custom prints, but I source it in the U.S. currently.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. So you can draw your own designs, or does someone have to do that for you?
If I can, yeah, I can illustrate. That's something that I learned during my time at Parsons here in New York City. I did a short course there, and it really helps me with illustrating.
So who are some of the persons that you have, so far? Can you tell their names?
Well, I try not to discuss my clients' information too much, but things that are publicized, such as the First Lady of our country, Mrs. Christie. I did an opening look. I did a look for the opening of Parliament, the last opening of Parliament, and that was a huge hit. I didn't expect to get so much feedback from it, but everybody loved it.
Okay, so you had orders for that design, or?
No, that's something that I will not reproduce.
You wouldn't reproduce?
Yeah, it will be exclusive to her. That's something that I designed especially for her, and it was in a part of a collection.
Okay.
And I did a styling for that day, so I really enjoyed working with her. It was a pleasure to work with.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so let's see the other design that Alyssa is going to show us.
Okay. I think she's going to grab that red bag off of the table.
The red bag? Okay, you can take that, Alyssa.
And this is another design from Mission Catwalk. This is one of the designs inspired by the Orient, inspired by China.
The bag, you said?
No, the actual garment that she's wearing.
Oh, the fabric?
Yeah.
The skirt?
The skirt and the blouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, that's nice.
And then the bag is a red Dorothy. It's a mini Dorothy, which is smaller from the regular Dorothy, which is just a little bit larger. But it's actually named after Harl's grandmother. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, can we get a close look at the fabric? That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This fabric comes from Pablo's in Jamaica.
From Pablo's in Jamaica?
Yes.
Okay. That's very nice. It's very New Yorkish.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we like fabrics and prints during summertime, winter time, yeah.
And the blouse is perfect for the summertime.
Yeah, you made the blouse yourself?
Yeah, the blouse is made, handmade as well.
Handmade, okay. Yeah. And that's tissue linen, is it?
No, it's not. It's a polyester fabric designed to look like rice paper.
Rice paper, right.
Yes.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And that is from where?
That is actually also from Pablo's in Jamaica.
Okay,
yeah.
Beautiful. I like that red bag.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So it's sisal. I don't know if you're familiar with sisal.
Yeah,
okay.
I am,
Yeah. It's paired beautifully with the blue and ivory.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Yeah, okay. So let me ask you, how many, we talk with fashion designers now in NASA, how many do you have, altogether? Are there a lot of fashion designers today, or?
Well, I can think about at least 20 working fashion designers that do fashion full-time in the Bahamas, along with possibly other stuff. But there are a lot of upcoming fashion designers under the age of 25 right now in the Bahamas. Okay.
Are they teaching, dressmaking or fashion design in the schools these days?
I wouldn't say fashion design or dressmaking. They teach sewing.
They teach you sewing.
But it's totally different.
Right.
I've done some work with LW Young and their 6th grade class there, and I taught them a little bit about fashion, to help them with their BJC coursework. Okay. And but where you can learn fashion is at BTVI. They have a program there. BTVI, Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institution. Bahamas
Technical. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a part of government, or is that a private institution?
No, I'm not sure. I think it has some ties with government.
I see.
But it's vocational, technical and vocational school.
Okay.
They have a fashion program there. It's basic sewing as well as they go on, and they have a tailoring program as well. I actually think it's a very good program. When I first started, I spent 6 days there. I did a little summer course there, and I think it helped a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So the teachers are fashion designers then?
Teachers are fashion designers.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Now, we talk about tailoring and garment. Can you explain that for me?
Okay, tailoring is a little bit different. Things that a dressmaker and a designer would be able to do, some of those things tailors are not able to do, and some of the things that tailors are able to do, dressmakers and designers aren't able to do. Tailors, if you want a perfect pantsuit, you'd go to a tailor. A tailor would be best to sew that for you.
Okay.
If you wanted an evening gown, a tailor probably couldn't sew that for you. So more structured, suiting fabrics, a tailor would be able to work with.
Yeah, I had a tailor make me a dress, a sheet dress. I have it, still have it today. Okay. And it's the best thing I have in my wardrobe.
Well, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, he really did a really good job. I'm really pleased with it. It was linen print, and he did a very good job.
Linen is a very beautiful fabric.
Yeah, but that gave me some extra other materials to make me some after he did the first one, and I think he's kind of, I guess, give it to somebody else to do.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't pleased at all, and he knew that I was next pleased, so he gave me my money back.
Okay. Sometimes
I was not going to have it.
I know my grandmother was never very fond of the idea of getting clothing made. She was like, she's always going to buy off the rack, always going to buy off the rack. So being able to get to the point where she trusts me to make her clothing, it makes me feel good. Even my sister, when I first started, she was like, she was first to purchase clothing. But now, you know, she'll wear a piece or two.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah. So let me ask you too. Now, how far will the sewing in the school that you mentioned, how far would that carry them? Would they then be able to go abroad and you know, spend less time, or they just give them the basic?
Just the basics.
Just the basic.
It won't be credits that you can transfer to from what I understand.
Okay.
But what you learn that would definitely aid you in starting a program abroad.
Okay. Yeah. So you went to school at Parsons?
Yeah, I did. A part of the prize package for my first competition that I did was a summer studies program at Parsons. And I did that in 2011, finished with honors, and I was really proud to be there.
Oh, at Parsons?
At Parsons,
okay, okay. And what were those items that you made?
The items that I made there, or for the show to get there?
For the show.
It was actually a collection that was a play on what's around the world. It was very dark, and I put all my models in handcuffs and combat boots. Like I say, I'm very versatile as a designer. Sometimes I'm a little, I guess, over the edge, and then sometimes things are a little more ready to wear. Yeah,
well, I think here in New York City, anything over the edge, I think we kind of, you know, gravitate to it.
Yeah, I think so too, especially when you want to be noticed. That's the kind of things you have to do.
Yeah.
But I think I'm at the point now where I'm more interested in making ready-to-wear clothing that people could actually take off the rack and purchase and wear out on an everyday basis. But it still has to have a little edge or element of couture to it.
Right.
So I think I'm in a happy medium right now.
I see. Yeah. Do you do the couture fashion as well?
A little bit.
Is that something you know, like doing, or like creating once in a while?
For wedding gowns, it's kind of on the couture side, but I like ready-to-wear. Ready-to-wear is where I am right now.
Ready-to-wear, okay.
Yeah, I love making the perfect dress for a lady.
Now, you're also the fashion designer for the Harl Taylor Limited. Harl Taylor BAG.
Not just the fashion designer, but I'm creative director, so I'm in charge of the overall look of the company and what the look is that is perceived in collections that we present and then displays that we present. So I'm really enjoying working with Harl Taylor BAG.
Okay, great. Do you have pictures of his bags that he did years ago?
Yeah, we definitely have some photos.
Pictures of them? Yeah. Okay, interesting, very nice. I know we tried, Mrs. Taylor, whom I want to thank very much for loaning us some of the bags. Yeah. Do you find that, you know, the office type person can appreciate one of those bags?
I think so. The Harl Taylor bag lends itself to every lady. There's a bag for every walk of life, every event that you're going to, we can create a bag for. And the good thing is, if you don't see something that you love in our collection, you tell us where you're going, you tell us what type of lady you are, and we'll do something custom for you.
Okay, so you do custom made?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. So when you design a bag, how many pieces do you make?
It's normally just a sample piece for the collection. We do 3 collections a year. We do a spring, summer collection, fall, winter, and then we do a resort wear collection. Okay. Well, this is the first year that we're doing a resort wear collection, but we do 3 collections, and it's just one sample piece, and we have a sample board where you can see the different plots and colors and sizes, so you can have the bag produced in. And then you can have it embellished however you want it.
Okay. You have a website?
Yeah, HarlTaylorBags.com.
HarlTaylorBags.com.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a website?
I'm working on a website. It's going to be up shortly. Yes.
Okay. So let's have a look at the next model.
Okay.
Alyssa? Okay. She's wearing something rather loose there.
Rather loose. It's something that I'm playing with.
Okay.
For years, ladies have been wanting to cinch the waist and show off their curves, but I think it's nice to sometimes relax.
Right,
and if you're feeling a little pudgy, you just throw on a nice, quick, simple dress, but it's still stylish.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. And the fabric that we're looking at, that's from where?
This is all this is from the Bahamas. This is from Commonwealth Fabrics. It's a nice eyelet.
It's an American fabric?
It's an American fabric, yes.
Okay.
But it's my mom's favorite fabric, which is eyelet cotton.
Oh, right.
And secretly, it's my favorite fabric as well.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, a lot of eyelet and laces is very popular this year.
Yes.
I did a couture fashion show taping a few months ago, and there was a lot of lace and see-through lace.
Yeah, lace has been a trend for a few years now.
No lining.
No linings.
It's all for the eyes to behold.
Yeah, well, you know, fashion is very subjective, and fashion is fun. We should have fun with fashion.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
This is from my new collection, my collection that we're about to debut. Harl Taylor and I will present a show next month, and we'll show our resort wear collection, and this dress is a part of my resort wear collection. Okay,
yes, you're going to be showing in Washington in June.
Yeah, we have plans to show in Washington as well.
At the Caribbean Festival that they have, a 3-day festival. Yeah,
and they have a featured fashion show. Yeah.
There's a fashion show that's a part of the collection. Yeah, okay, yeah. And I know there's also going to be one here in New York City too during Caribbean Week.
Yeah, from what I understand.
Which starts January 1st through January 7th. Yeah. So we're, you know, I know Bahamians are going to be a part of that. Have you heard?
I think I've been invited. I have to check. I'm not sure if I'm going yet, so as soon as I get back home, I'll know if I'm headed right back up here.
Okay, yeah, because that's usually they're like probably the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I think it's the 4th to the 7th from what I understand.
Okay. Yeah, great. All right, so now let me ask you, you know, you mentioned that there are a number of Bahamian fashion designers there. Are any of you doing bulk work, like 1,000 pieces for any kind of a, you know, event? Or maybe a fashion house here in New York? Or anywhere in the United States?
Yeah, not so much. I think the most pieces that I've been able to produce is just 9 pieces of a look, 3 in small, 3 in medium, 3 in large. But I don't think there are any Bahamians that are really doing that large number, not 1,000 or not even 100 of one particular item. You know, living in the Bahamas where there is not, the population is not so huge, there's really not that need to have all of those dresses on the same island. So I guess once we start to venture out and we get ourselves into the big department stores like Harl Taylor did, we'll be able to produce more quantities.
Yeah, well that's leading my question too, that, you know, there are folks in Cuba and Jamaica and Trinidad and Indonesia, they're doing large quantities and selling it here in America.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I'm just wondering, how do you, in order to get into that kind of numbers and into that market, what would the group of designers need in order to make that, you know, entry?
Okay. Yeah. What we would need is to attract buyers, because when you attract a buyer for a major department store, they're able to say, we love this look. This look will work for what we're trying to bring to our consumers for spring or for fall, and then they would place an order. So that's the point where we all hope to get, especially in the U.S. You hope to get into a U.S. market and have department stores buy your designs and then produce in large amounts. Right. But the thing is, a lot of people in the Caribbean are producing large numbers, but it's not necessarily for Caribbean designers. Like a lot of Americans are going to places like Jamaica to get mass production done because of the cost of labor. But yeah, we as Bahamians really need to get to that point, though.
Yeah, but so the fact that they're going there, it means that the workmanship is is top notch and it's consistent.
It's very consistent.
Yeah. Do you think that kind of consistency can be obtained in the Bahamas if collectively the designers were to, you know?
I think we're headed in that direction. What we need more than anything is the support from government to recognize fashion and to realize that there's more to the Bahamas than, not to discredit these fields, but there's more to the Bahamas than Sun-San-Sea, junk canoe, and and sports. Like there are Bahamians who are making waves around the world in other areas. To be, you know, to go on a reality TV show with 14 other designers from around the Caribbean, and for 2 Bahamians to place first and second, you know, it says a lot. To have persons like Harl Taylor BAG, carried by Beryl,
right?
It's a huge deal.
It
but
is.
Are we exposing this to our Bahamian students? And are we letting them know that there is a field called fashion and we will support you? There are no scholarships for fashion design in our country. So we really need to work on this. There's only one scholarship for art in the Life for Key Foundation. And, you know, you can imagine being a fashion designer and applying for that. What are the chances?
Yeah. you have to be a David Rolle.
Yeah. Let's hope. But one of my proudest moments as a fashion designer was after I did a TV show. I was driving on the street and I let a little boy in a school uniform across the street. And he came to my car and he's like, "You're from television, you're David Rolle." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm David Rolle." And he's like, "You know, I always wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to design tennis shoes, but I never knew males could be designers. And I didn't know Bahamians could come out of this country and be designers." And, you know, that was one of my proudest moments as a fashion designer. Yeah. To be able to inspire somebody else.
Right, right. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. And how old was he?
I think he was like maybe in 4th or 5th grade.
4th or 5th grade. Yeah.
But he already knew that he wanted to design tennis shoes.
Right, right. Wow. You know, that it's a pity that, you know, someone didn't at least give him an opportunity to go and tour, you know, a factory, you know. I'm sure Michael Jordan wouldn't mind him coming and visiting him.
Which would be a huge deal,
Yeah, definitely. It'd be quite an impression. I mean, that's what he wanted to be. And, of course, you know, that's not too young to start, you know, challenging your interest, you know. Yeah, he can probably take his own sneakers and, you know.
Yeah, like I did. I took,
embellish it.
Yeah, I took my own clothing and I would take, I know, my mom had a beautiful pink suede skirt from Lord & Taylor. And I remember cutting that up to make a handbag. And I think, I had just graduated from high school and she was furious, but she loved the handbag.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we need to have an outlet for our students.
Yeah,
so that if they're interested in technical field, they're able to get that education.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. At least, you know, expose them. Exposure, you know. But
exposure is key.
Yeah. Do we have another design coming up? Okay. So let me ask you now. As a fashion designer, what are the, you know, different aspects of a fashion designer? You should know. Should you know illustration?
Illustrations, pattern making, draping, fabric sourcing. You should also know styling. I'm very fortunate that I'm not just a fashion designer, but I'm a fashion stylist. I work full-time as a fashion stylist, so I'm able to portray my looks.
When you say fashion stylist?
A fashion stylist puts together a look. They take a garment that's already made. They tell you how you should wear your hair, how you should do your makeup. They tell you the earrings you should wear, whether you should wear a necklace or not, the type of shoes that complement the look. They tell you what the trends are and how to use a little bit of trend and keep it very classy. So a fashion stylist puts together a look for you.
Okay, okay. And you do that full time?
I do it full time.
Okay, for whom? For hotel?
For private clients, for a lot of politicians.
Oh, okay,
a lot of politicians, a lot of pastors' wives, a lot of people, and then you know that there's a Life for Key community. A lot of people in the Life for Key community love to be styled for private dinners or for housewarmings or dinners at their homes.
Right, right.
So there's a market for fashion styling, and sometimes, you know, some months I make more from fashion styling than I actually make from fashion design.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just dress the person. You don't help her to dress to set her house in order.
No, not necessarily.
Just to her fashion.
Yeah, just to her look.
So you would go and buy the combination of things that she should wear?
Yeah, whether or not she's a client of House of Raphaelita, which is my brand, or a client of Harl Taylor, and she says, well, this is a bag that I want. Can you design a look around this and pull everything else that I need? And that's normally what happens, and show up to our house, show what I've been able to come up with. And it's normally always a hit.
Okay, and the dress, you make the dress yourself?
Sometimes I make the dress myself. Sometimes it's a dress that's purchased.
I see.
But as much as possible, I try to, you know, make sure it's Bahamian, whether it's my own design or if I source out another Bahamian designer and I get a look from them.
Okay. Do you do a fashion show like every year, annual fashion show in Nassau every year?
It's normally a fashion week that I take part of, that we choose to showcase our collections at. But this resort wear collection.
And Fashion Week is in Nassau?
Yeah, we have a Fashion Week in Nassau. Okay. I think they're going to do it in November of this year. This is World Fashion Week, which that's where I first, you know, dabbled into fashion, first as a volunteer and then as a participating designer. And I have two awards from them, as well as Harl Taylor has 2 awards from them, two major awards, Fashion Week awards. But yeah, that's where we normally showcase collections, but this year we decided that we would have our own resort wear collection, so we're really excited about that.
So each individual, you say, or?
No, well, just Harl Taylor and I are just teaming up, and we're gonna produce.
Just the 2 of you?
Just the 2 of us, yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, give me some more information about the Fashion Week in Nassau. Who participates in that?
Well, any fashion designer is welcome to participate. It's through Owen Bethel. I think he's definitely in charge of that. And it's any designer from an island state, from what I understand. And then
from the Caribbean.
Yeah, from the Caribbean. It's Islands of the World Fashion Week, so any island really can participate, as well as international designers can participate as guest designers.
I see. Okay. And how long has that been going on for?
I think since 2008, actually.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken, but I think from 2008.
Okay. And how is it being perceived? Is it well, you know?
Yeah, I think it's well perceived. Another fashion week is also Caribbean Fashion Week, CFW in Jamaica, which is another great fashion week, and I plan to participate in that this year. I got an opportunity to go to it, and I got an opportunity to attend last year, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I've always watched it on YouTube, and being there, it was a nice experience.
Yeah, last year, actually this year, I taped the Couture Fashion Week.
Okay.
And it was quite interesting to see all the fashion. The folks came from all over the world, China, Japan, Dominican Republic, but no one from Bahamas.
Yeah. But we're getting there,
It was quite interesting, and it was an eye-opener. Yeah. There are 2 fashion shows every day. Okay. And it was for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it was well attended. Yeah, I was amazed that you know, every show there was a large crowd.
Oh wow! Yeah. But I think the factor here is funding. For a lot of young Bahamian designers, we need the funding. Like, we can't just pick up and go to every fashion week without the support of the private sector as well as government. You know, you try to be self-reliant and sustain yourself, but sometimes you really need that assistance. For me, doing a major fashion week runs me into about $5,000. There's no way I can do more than one of those a year.
Right, yeah. And you have to pay to participate?
Yeah, you have to pay to participate in fashion weeks.
I see, Okay, do we have another fashion to come up?
I don't know. We definitely have more looks.
Okay.
We'll check on that.
Okay, and then if we can also fashion the bag. Now, do you do menswear? I
do a little bit of menswear. There are not a lot of males in our country that are willing to pay for a fashion designer to create clothing for them. You know, as males, we're a little more relaxed. We don't want to look as glamorous as you ladies want to look all the time. So I do a little bit of menswear.
Yeah. But what about the bags, straw bags? Do you do for men or?
Yeah, we have a male piece right here, the Reuben, which is
the Reuben?
Right on the end, which is a male wear.
This.
And grab it.
Yeah. So we're talking about this piece here?
Yeah, that's the Reuben. That's a male bag.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jacob's ladder plait, and it's an ebony and beige, and it has wood carving on it. I think that's an angelfish, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
and that's a male bag?
It's a male bag.
Oh, is it going to be a female bag as well?
Well, some females could carry it. I mean, most things nowadays in fashion is unisex.
Yeah, it's unisex. Yeah. Interesting. And you have a beaded bag here.
Yeah, we have several beaded bags in our collections.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one is Alex. Yeah, that's actually has always been my favorite bag. Yeah, I've always liked the whitewash bags.
Right.
Which is a higher end level of Harl Taylor bags.
Okay, and the other one is the open top. That's
yeah, with the Nassau group on it, and it's in a mix of shades of brown. So so you can wear so many different things with it. That's a perfect bag for work, or even for just a Saturday if you're gonna go shopping with your girlfriends.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you. Now, do you have someone in the factory that plait for you, or do you have to go out and purchase it?
We source a lot of our stuff from Family Islands. Well, you know, Long Island and Cat Island, they're known for straw flat.
Way to go, Long Island.
Yeah.
They do very good, very good straw. I mean, their workmanship is excellent.
Yeah, even in Andros, we found some really nice straw. But for me, personally, Long Island, top-notch straw work.
Yeah, yeah. Do you find that they have the quantity to meet your demand, or
they do.
They do.
It's a dying art, though. A lot of younger people need to get into it.
Yeah,
you know, and there's a market for it.
Right. Yes, definitely. You know, especially with with the new with the Harl Taylor's collection, and the on the cutting edge fashions, designs that are coming out. You know, it's unfortunate that it's allowed to kind of fade in the background.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's unfortunate that they don't really see that there is a need to keep those ladies on the island. They're sewing.
Yeah, and to educate younger generations.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we have another fashion. Okay. Can you tell us about that? Interesting.
This is another look from the show. One thing I love about my sister is she's very stylish. She's actually wearing the blouse backwards, which you'd never tell. Oh. Never be able to tell. So I love this. This reminds me of my mom a lot because of how calming the fabrics are and how it's so subdued. Yeah. But yet it's very elegant.
I love the skirt.
Thank
I love
you so much.
the flunks in the skirt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very feminine looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love the delicate print as well.
Yeah, and the top is see-through.
Yeah, it is see-through.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's playing with this see-through lace.
Yeah, that's the thing these days. Yeah. That's very nice. I love that. Yeah. I like the top too. I mean, it's interesting that you did that combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very
Thank
nice.
You know, fashion is so subjective. You don't stick yourself into a box. You just, you have fun with it. The most important thing with anything, any field or any job is that you enjoy what you do and you have fun with it. You know, fashion doesn't feel like work to me.
Right, and that fabric is from where? Is that
this is from Pablo's in Jamaica, both pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What kind of fabric? Is that voile or what is that?
It's very close to voile. It's a very soft cotton.
Okay, interesting.
It's almost like voile. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. And that's the only color it comes in, or it comes in other colors?
I've had that for a while, so I don't even remember if it came in other colors. But yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful. Love that. Yeah. So for that bag, she'll wear something like that. That dress,
Alex
she'll
would be
wear
perfect with that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice evening look.
Let me give that to Alyssa. Yeah. Great. That's a new combination. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I think she's ready for a night out on the town.
Yeah, I like that bag with that. Let me give that to Alyssa. Yeah. Great. That's a new combination. Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I think she's ready for a night out on the town.
Yeah, I like that bag with that. Yeah. So the thing is that I noticed that women are just beginning to use the straw bag as a church bag as well.
Oh yeah, this bag is one of the most popular bags used by mother of the brides as well.
Okay.
Any high-end wedding you'd go to in the Bahamians, you'd find Harl Taylor bags.
Wow, yeah. I went to a church with my sister when I was down there, and I was surprised the number of ladies that were wearing the straw bag to church.
It's a huge trend, yeah.
That's interesting, very nice.
And a lot of the younger girls are wearing straw bags now as well, especially a simple straw clutch.
Right.
Any Saturday you go out and you look on the table and you see at least 4 or 5 straw bags just sitting there.
Wow, that's really nice.
So it's beautiful that we're embracing our culture.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice. That's beautiful. Now, who would, you know, wow. And that's thanks to Harl Taylor.
Thanks to Harl Taylor.
Yeah, he really revolutionized the straw. Yeah, that is really beautiful. Who would have, you know.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's really, it's beautiful. Very nice. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you do the creations for the Harl Taylor Limited these days.
Yeah, I work in the creative department, coming up with ideas for new collections, coming up with new designs for bags, playing with colors, playing with different types of embellishments. So, you know, in the creative side of things, I really enjoy it.
Right. But where do you get your? Do you use some of the natural shells and stuff from Bahamas, or where do you?
Yeah, most of our shells are indigenous to the Bahamas. There are beads that we get from all over the world.
Okay.
Some beads are local as well. Some beads are actually from seeds of plants. I know we're working on a bag right now that lends itself to the husk of the conch. So
the husk of the conch.
Yeah, the little horn.
Oh yes, the horn.
So it's covered entirely with conch horns.
Okay.
So that should be a beautiful bag.
Oh, so that's a special request.
That's part of a collection.
As a part of a collection.
Yeah, I shouldn't be mentioning, but we'll keep it to the Bahamians.
Okay, interesting. Very nice. Now, do you use conch shells, the shells from the sea as well?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Okay, is that one of your main, shell that you use, or is that in conjunction with other?
In conjunction with others, we like to mix it up. We like to not limit ourselves to our materials. So we're always playing with new materials and new ideas.
Yeah. Are you able to get a turtle shell these days?
Well, I think it's illegal.
Oh, it's illegal.
Yes.
Oh.
So we don't mess with that. But I have to tell you that I've had that idea. I think just in the last month, I suggested to Miss Taylor, I was like, what if we use some turtle shell? And she was like, no, the tortoise shell it's illegal to harvest that. So we'll stay away from that.
Well, I mean, what happens if they use the turtle for something else? Yeah, or he dies, or she dies.
Yeah, I guess we will. I don't know. I guess we'll avoid that right now, but it's something to look into. Tortoiseshell is beautiful.
Yeah.
And the turtle is one of the things that was very dear to Harl's heart. He was obsessed with turtles, so we use turtles quite often, especially in our carvings.
Okay. Okay. Now you notice that the fabric is the straw in different colors.
Yeah.
How do you arrive at that? How is that done?
Well, I can't go into details, but it's a dyeing process.
It's a dyeing process.
Yeah, and then the black is something, I don't know if you're familiar with the smoking process done with an old school lantern. Okay.
No.
It's a secret that the ladies on the family islands have mastered.
Okay.
And we really enjoy being able to produce straw bags in different colors and give people the options of colors.
Okay. Now, can they mass produce that, or is that very tedious and slow?
No, that can be mass produced.
And a slow process.
A slow process, but one that can be mass produced.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. Beautiful. Okay. So let's have another design coming up.
Okay.
This is nice. Okay. Yeah, the sheet dress is going to be very popular this summer.
This one is a bag dress, and this is actually one of my favorite dresses to produce. I call this the Kendra. Kendra is the name of one of my best friends. And
Kendra.
Yeah, this is named after her. This is a part of my new collection, my resort wear collection. And I'm obsessed with this dress. I'm obsessed with this dress.
Are you obsessed with the girl?
That's my little sister, so
that's who's that?
Oh, you mean Kendra?
Yeah.
Oh, Kendra's just a very good friend of mine.
Okay, okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love to play with black and white as well.
And that print is from where?
This is from Nassau. This is a local print.
It's
made in America, but it's purchased in Nassau.
Yeah. How about the androsia? Do they make that in different fabrics other than the batik?
Oh yeah, you can get it in any fabric that you want it in. One of my co-designers, one of my favorite designers, Brenda Knowles.
Oh, Brenda Knowles, right?
Yeah. I know she showcases androsia in silks, which is always beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was a part of a fashion show I taped when I was in Nassau in October.
Okay.
Yeah, a few of her Androsia designs were part of the fashion show. Yeah.
We're going to pop the red Dorothy on this look.
The
did
Dorothy,
you take it in the back?
It's in the back, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's in the back.
Oh, she can use that one with the Nassau group on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want me to grab it? That's a nice casual look.
This one, yeah. Okay.
I can see a New Yorker walking down the street with this look on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you know, the bag. So is Harl Taylor bags now back in Bergdorf Goodman?